Have you ever wondered if the very foods you think are safe in your fridge could secretly be harming your health? Most of us trust our refrigerators to keep our meals fresh and to protect our bodies. But here's the surprising truth. Some foods, when stored too long in a cold environment, can actually turn into hidden threats, even increasing the risk of cancer. What's even more concerning is that as we grow older, our bodies don't handle toxins the same way they used to. Substances that a younger person might process and eliminate easily can build up in an older body, quietly causing long-term damage. Something as simple as keeping the wrong type of food in the fridge can backfire on your health in ways you'd never expect. My goal isn't to scare you, it's to give you the knowledge you need to protect yourself and your loved ones. If you're between the ages of 55 and 80, your health is truly your greatest treasure. Sometimes the smallest changes in daily habits can make the biggest difference in how long and how well you live. I've seen too many friends who thought they were eating safe meals, only to later discover that their habits were slowly undermining their health. That's why in this video, I'm going to share 5 common foods you should never store in the fridge, because over time they can become toxic and in some cases even cancer-causing. Some of these may completely surprise you, especially since you've probably been keeping them chilled for years without a second thought. But learning the truth now could save you from long-term damage and help you stay healthier for many years ahead. And trust me, make sure you stay with me until the very end, because the last one on this list is the most unexpected of all. Let's start with number 1, smoked meats. Foods like bacon, ham, and sausages often bring back warm memories of family breakfasts or holiday gatherings. But when stored in the cold, damp environment of the fridge for too long, these processed meats can quietly develop harmful compounds. What once felt like a safe, comforting meal can actually turn into a dangerous health risk. The smoking process, when combined with preservatives like nitrates and nitrites, can eventually lead to the creation of nitrosamines, toxic compounds that scientists have linked to several types of cancer, especially those affecting the digestive system. What makes them dangerous is that you won't notice them by sight or taste. The meat may look fine, smell delicious, and seem perfectly safe, while the real threat is quietly forming at a chemical level. For older adults, this is even more concerning. As we age, our bodies lose efficiency in repairing damaged cells. That means toxins such as nitrosamines can cause deeper harm, and recovery takes much longer. On top of that, many seniors rely on reheating leftovers or slicing from the same package of bacon, ham, or sausages day after day. Each time that package is opened, a little oxygen and moisture seep in, creating the perfect conditions for harmful compounds to develop. I remember my friend Mr. Min, who's 72, telling me how he used to keep a family-sized pack of smoked sausages in the fridge for weeks. Since he lived alone and only cooked small portions, it seemed convenient. But after his doctor explained the risks of keeping processed meats in the fridge too long, he decided to change his habit. Now he buys smaller amounts or stores extras in the freezer. He still enjoys the flavor, but with peace of mind knowing he's protecting his health. The key isn't to cut out smoked meats completely, it's about handling them wisely. Buy in smaller portions, keep them in the fridge for only a few days and freeze the rest immediately. Once you thaw them, use them quickly. This simple adjustment can make a big difference for seniors, reducing long-term risks while still allowing you to enjoy the flavors tied to cherished memories. Now let's move on to the second food, leftover cooked rice. It might seem harmless. After all, rice is just a staple grain we've eaten our entire lives. It's easy to reheat and pairs well with almost any dish. But here's the problem: if cooked rice isn't cooled properly before going into the fridge, or if it sits there for more than a day or two, it can become a hidden danger you never expected. Hidden inside a simple bowl of rice is an unseen threat, Bacillus bacteria. What makes it dangerous is that its spores can actually survive cooking. If rice is cooled too slowly or stored the wrong way, these spores multiply and produce toxins harmful to the body. Even worse, in the damp environment of a refrigerator, rice can develop aflatoxins, powerful substances that scientists have linked to liver cancer. The most frightening part: you can't see them and you definitely can't taste them, making them one of the trickiest dangers to spot. For older adults, the risk is far greater. Our immune systems become less resilient with age, which means that while a younger person might bounce back quickly from mild food poisoning, seniors may suffer serious complications or even long-term health issues. Cooking a big pot of rice to last for several days may seem convenient, but in reality, it gives toxins more time to quietly build up. And reheating doesn't always destroy them. I remember a woman named Mrs. Land 68 who told me she used to cook a large pot of rice every Sunday so it would last the whole week. It was a habit passed down from her mother, but one day she ended up in the hospital with severe food poisoning. When her doctor asked about her storage routine, it became clear that the culprit was leftover rice kept too long in the fridge. Her doctor immediately warned her to cool rice quickly and eat it within 1-2 days, or freeze it in single portions right after cooking. She admitted she never imagined rice could be risky. She thought only meat and dairy could cause foodborne illness. The solution is simple. Spread cooked rice out in a thin layer so it cools quickly, refrigerate it right away, and finish it within 1-2 days. If you can't freeze it immediately after cooling, that way you can still enjoy rice with your meals without giving harmful toxins the chance to form. It's a small precaution that protects not just your digestion, but also your long-term health. And if you're still watching this video and finding these tips valuable, leave a comment with the number 2 below. That way I'll know you're here and truly committed to taking care of your health. If you've been enjoying this video and haven't hit the subscribe button yet, now is the perfect time. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss our future content. Your support makes it possible for us to keep creating videos that both educate and inspire. Now let's move on to the third food you need to watch out for. Number 3, mold-prone soft cheeses. Cheeses like brie and certain blue varieties are often considered gourmet delights, creamy, flavorful, and a favorite for many. But beneath that rich taste lies a serious health risk, especially for older adults. Soft cheeses contain a high amount of moisture, which creates an ideal environment for bacteria and mold to thrive. Even in the refrigerator, harmful microorganisms such as Listeria can survive and multiply. Unlike many other bacteria, Listeria doesn't hibernate in cold temperatures. For seniors with weakened immune systems, an infection can quickly become severe, leading to hospitalization or worse. The real danger is that mold on soft cheeses isn't always visible at first. Contamination often begins deep inside the cheese, and by the time you notice a fuzzy spot on the outside, toxic compounds may already be spread throughout. These toxins, called mycotoxins, have been linked to long-term health problems, including certain cancers. Because of the soft, porous texture of these cheeses, mold spreads quickly and invisibly. Simply cutting off the moldy part doesn't make the rest safe to eat. I once knew a man named Mr. Hoa74 who loved keeping a European-style cheese plate in his fridge. Every evening he would enjoy a little brie with crackers and a glass of red wine. But after suffering a serious case of foodborne illness, his doctor traced the problem back to a wedge of brie he had been eating for nearly 3 weeks. He admitted he thought refrigeration kept it safe, but the truth is soft cheeses should be eaten within a week of opening. The safest habit is to buy only small portions you can finish quickly so you get the flavor without putting your health at risk. If you enjoy soft cheeses, the safest way to indulge is to buy only small amounts you can finish within a few days. Wrap them in wax paper or parchment, then store them in a sealed container to keep out excess air. And be careful not to store them next to foods with strong odors. Soft cheeses absorb smells easily, which not only alters their flavor, but can also signal that their quality is beginning to decline. Most importantly, if you notice any mold that isn't naturally part of the cheese itself, don't hesitate. Throw it out. No taste is worth jeopardizing your health. A safer alternative is hard cheeses, which are much more resistant to mold and last longer without the same risks. Now let's talk about number 4, nitrate preserved cold cuts. Those neatly sliced deli meats like salami, bologna, and certain types of ham may seem like a quick, harmless option for a sandwich. Many people believe that as long as they're kept cold, they're perfectly safe. But the reality is very different. Cold cuts are often treated with nitrates and nitrites to maintain their bright color and prevent bacterial growth. Yet under the right conditions, these preservatives can transform into nitrosamines, compounds strongly linked to cancer, particularly in the digestive tract. The risk becomes much higher when open packages of deli meats sit in the fridge for days or even weeks. Every time you open and close the refrigerator door, air and fluctuating temperatures increase the chances of harmful compounds forming. And for seniors whose bodies are less capable of repairing damaged cells, the danger is magnified. To make matters worse, deli meats are typically high in sodium, which puts extra stress on the heart and kidneys. I recall a woman named Mrs. May, 78, who loved making herself a simple turkey or ham sandwich for lunch every day. She admitted that she sometimes kept an open pack of deli meat in her fridge for 3 or even 4 weeks, tossing it out only when it started to smell a little off. Her doctor later warned her how risky that habit really was. Mrs. Mai was stunned when her doctor explained that most deli meats should be eaten within just 3 to 5 days after opening, regardless of whether they smell spoiled or not. The absence of a sour odor doesn't mean harmful chemical changes or bacterial growth aren't already happening inside. If you still enjoy cold cuts, the safest choice is to buy only small portions from a trusted deli counter rather than pre-packaged varieties that may have been sitting in storage for weeks before you even purchase them. Keep them in the coldest part of your refrigerator, not the door where temperatures fluctuate, and finish them soon after opening. Even better, replace them with freshly cooked meats you slice yourself at home, which completely avoids preservatives while giving you a fresher, healthier option. If you're still watching this video and finding this information valuable, comment the number 4 down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss future videos. Your support is what keeps us motivated to continue creating content that both informs and inspires. Now let's move on to number 5, pickled foods with artificial colors. Pickled foods often bring back fond memories, maybe a jar of bright green pickles on the summer cookout table, or a holiday relish tray filled with colorful peppers. But certain store-bought pickled products can be more harmful than they appear, especially those made with artificial colors and chemical preservatives. Synthetic dyes like yellow 5 or red 40 may look harmless, floating in that cheerful brine, but over time they seep into the food. Combined with the acidic vinegar, the chemical stability of these dyes breaks down, creating byproducts that studies have linked to cellular damage and an increased cancer risk when consumed over the long term. For seniors, the risk from pickled foods isn't just about the artificial dyes. Many of these products also contain preservatives like sodium benzoate, which can react with vitamin C in the food to form benzene, a well-known carcinogen. This reaction becomes even more likely when a jar of pickled food sits opened in the refrigerator for months. In that acidic, moist environment, chemical changes continue quietly. And because pickled foods often taste the same, no matter how long they've been stored, the danger is easy to overlook. I remember speaking with Walter, age 81, who loved his bright red pickled eggs. He proudly kept them in his fridge for half a year, believing the vinegar kept everything fresh. He was shocked to learn that while vinegar does slow bacterial growth, it doesn't stop harmful chemical reactions from happening inside the jar. The longer artificially colored pickles stay in brine, the more potential there is for toxic compounds to form, compounds you can't see, smell, or taste. If you enjoy pickled foods, look for brands that use natural colorings like turmeric, beet juice, or paprika instead of synthetic dyes. Always check the label for artificial colors and preservatives. And once a jar is opened, aim to consume it within just a few weeks. Better yet, make your own pickles at home. You'll control every ingredient and avoid unnecessary chemicals altogether while still enjoying that tangy crunch. Final thoughts. As we age, the little choices we make each day matter more than ever, especially when it comes to what we keep in our refrigerators. Foods that seem harmless and familiar can quietly turn into hidden dangers if left too long. Chemicals break down, toxins form, and something that once felt safe becomes a silent threat. I know it's not easy to let go of foods tied to memories or routines. The jar of pickles from your favorite market, the special cheese you save for holidays, or that leftover rice you're sure you'll use soon. But your health and longevity are worth more than holding on to something that could hurt you. Every time you remove or replace a risky food, you're not just making a dietary choice, you're protecting your body, your energy, and your future. Think of your refrigerator as an extension of your well-being. It should be filled with foods that nourish and strengthen you, not those that slowly chip away at your health. Spending just a few minutes to check labels, read expiration dates, and clear out questionable items can make a lasting difference in how you feel and how you age. You've lived through too much, worked too hard, and created too many beautiful memories to have your health compromised by what's sitting behind a cold door in your kitchen. Choose foods that support your strength, not ones that silently steal it away. Small steps today can save you from big problems tomorrow, and that's a trade worth making every single time. Thank you for spending this time with us. I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below with one thing you learned today and how you plan to apply it in your life. Your feedback means the world to us and gives us the motivation to keep going. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating meaningful content to inform and inspire. We'll see you in the next video.